One thing that always bothers me, if people ask me, why do you think it's a nice piece of glass? And you know, I don't know the answer to that. It's very hard to describe what in a particular piece of glass impresses you. All I can say is I like it or I don't like it. I can't go any further.
Me as an artist, normally there's always a gallery in between, and you never really have the option to connect to a collector so directly. And I was very thankful and very happy that we had the chance to meet the Leights and see their very, very beautiful collection.
It wasn't until we were living here and the curator from the Speed came out to the house who said, "Oh, you have a collection." That was the first that anybody had called it a collection.
We were always interested in our house and embellishing the house. When we saw something we liked, we wanted it. We didn't pass it by and go to the next piece. Glass has color, has beauty, has lines. We think glass is beautiful. And it has all these things and has transparency, and we feel very comfortable with it.
When one makes a trip to the Leights, you realize that their collection is basically their children. That's how I looked at it. And everybody is placed in their specific place, and they have their room, or they have their chair, or they have their table. So we tried to think about that when we were curating the show, that we are taking away from the Leights some of their children and taking them out into the world.
You really felt like you entering like a very precious world they created over the years. I immediately also thought every artist who is so lucky to have a piece in his collection should be very happy that his or her work found such a great, beautiful home where every piece actually interacts with the surrounding and has a very, I think, a unique relationship to each other.
We do it with great difficulty. We have so many pieces that we basically have no room, and we're very particular where a piece goes. We're interested in design. We spend 2-3 weeks at times trying to figure out where to put the piece and shift pieces.
The closets are stacked full of objects that they've collected over the years. But the closets for us represented a kind of energy of collecting. They're these epitome of what collectors do. And so in this exhibition, we included a slice of the closet, hopefully to give a little feeling of that energy itself.
I didn't have much reaction to the early pieces except that it was a piece. And it wasn't until later that I think artists in general made things that really stopped you, and you had to look at twice.
There's been considerable change. Technique has improved greatly, and more figurative, more abstract material.
It did start out as very process-orientated. People were learning how to make something with the material, but as that became commonplace, well, then they decided, oh, okay, this is going to be more of an art material. Now there is very little boundary between being a glass artist or being a painter or being a sculptor. Glass is not about how to make a vessel or how to blow something. It's about how does glass become an art piece. And this is a focus that we've taken for the show. The Leights, they see that and they understand that, and the work that they're collecting now is very much in that sort of vein.
Of course, we have so many pieces of glass that it's very difficult to choose which are the best. One of them is an Africano in this room. It's figurative and attractive for that reason to me.
When it's lit, it becomes, like something else. That's another thing that happens with glass. Things happen with the piece during different times of the day, times of the year. Just walk into the room and it's like we have another piece. So it's almost always interesting to look at.
You have to take the lights out of the Leights and mix our sort of curatorial feeling with them, and then this hybrid is this show.
It's the first time that in this kind of major exhibit, the first time that I'm able to choose objects from an existing collection and have the option to pair them with my own work. I choose pieces I'm very attracted to and who are at least following the same direction I try to follow. That's how I function, I think, as a curator, to choose these particular pieces you see in the exhibition.
Probably the thing you'll take away the most from this exhibition is that the work has a lot to do with that which makes us human. The boundaries are slowly disappearing between being a glass artist and being an artist.